Welcome back, everybody. Excited to be back here. A little downtime finally, as far as on the field stuff goes.
I know.
So excited. Like I said, first and foremost, shout out JT, man. Enjoy your vacation. Your spot's here for when you get back. Dude, Deanna needs to enjoy her vacation.
Yeah.
She was at every game,
man.
Perfect game. You better call your girl because she had them Diamondcast guys on
Yeah.
point. She had them set up.
Even
Riley.
Riley was there for a couple games.
No, that the Tracy family, enjoy your vacation. You deserve
Yeah.
it. I won't blame you if you extended a few more days.
We got
too,
ours
so.
coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
We got ours. We'll enjoy
ours
ours too, JT.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, we'll get right into it.
Yeah.
This won't be a long one. This is kind of like an impromptu one. This is really to address all the DMs we got throughout the summer, and right now it's all relevant, right? So a lot of the DMs we got, and apologize for not getting back to everybody right away, but a lot of DMs were really based upon showcases, based upon what camps to go to, and now that we're really in the transition from, all right, summer, competing in the summer is over. 26s are still out there really trying to find the right home. 27s, that open, the period's open, although we're in a quiet period for D1s right now.
Correct.
But they are hosting camps and they're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So wanted to get into it a little bit. So I'm out there. I'm kind of in the boots on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm talking to schools. It's really become it's crazy. We got to a point now, which is great, that multiple schools are calling us about our guys. It's awesome instead of us having a cold call and all that. So our network's there. So that's made it easier, made it more enjoyable. But it's a frustrating time for 2026s. And 2027s are seeing that. So they're like, is this going to happen to me as well?
Being a college athlete is just not the easiest right now.
It's not the easiest right now. It really isn't. So what I want to hop into, again, kind of make this pretty straight and forward to answer a lot of the questions is, so people ask, okay, what do you expect at a showcase? So again, vague question. Are we talking about, a showcase with 600 kids with 70 schools? Are we talking about a more intimate showcase camp? Like we did one up at Southern. They did a great job. Promoted about to have 10 to 12 schools. I think they actually got to about 20 for a day.
That's great.
2 fields, a lot of gameplay, some BP before the game, a quick showcase defensively, right? What I want everybody to understand is, okay, that's what you should expect. You should expect a quick 4 to 6 ground balls. It is as simple as after you make the play, or even bobble it, don't make the play. It is to show, do you run back to your position? It sounds so corny. It sounds so annoying to talk about. But I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there in the trenches with every college coach, and I'm watching guys and how they react to certain things. And it's not necessarily, did he actually cleanly glove that, make that throw on the run? No. Is it, how did he get back to his position for his next ground ball? Honestly, a lot of coaches were kind of laughing at some players for being gassed after 4 ground balls. Like, what is this kid doing outside of baseball? Is he actually working out? Is he actually running a little bit? So I'm still absorbing information, and of course, just like we do with our B1 tryouts, there's certain things that stand out to us. There's certain things that we have our own thoughts on. When you get to a showcase camp, something along those lines, to be prepared for how do you react to something good, how do you react to something bad, how do you get on and off the field, that kind of stuff. You're good at talking about that stuff. So.
Even before you even get to like the baseball aspect. You're spending this coach wants to scout you if he could actually bring you into his program for the next 4 or 5 years and become a brother to the team. Like, are you just you're good at baseball, but like, are you going to mingle well? Are you going to join the culture that they're building? So it's not even just about how hard you throw or what intangibles you're showing on the field that day or along the course of a season. First impression is everything. We always know that. So the way you greet someone, the eye contact, the handshake, and just the overall atmosphere, like how you're handling yourself on the field, off the field, in the dugout.
How you're interacting with teammates.
Whatever you're doing. Like are you picking up that on deck bat? Are you warming up the outfielder? Small things like that. But at the end of the day, like, this coach is scouting you. If he could trust you to join his team, not just because you're good enough to be on the field, like as a family member. That's the most important thing.
So that's a cool point to bring up too, because now we're getting into the fall, and we'll jump around a little bit here, but it won't be as chronological order. But we're jumping into the fall now, and when you do a lot of these fall camps, you go out there on a Sunday, and a lot of the players from that university are playing with it, like you said, front toss, side toss. Those kids will report back. I mean, I remember doing it at New Haven where, on a Sunday I would go run a prospect camp, and coach would say to us afterwards, all right, man, I like these 3 kids. What did you guys get from them? I remember.
While I'm not looking.
Right, and I remember actually one of my teammates who was a senior at the time, I think I was a sophomore, was like, yo, coach, I don't like that kid. I'm like, oh, wow, why? And he's like, dude, the way he was like interacting with me, like he was almost like acting like
the tone of his voice. Is he on top? Is he better than you, or is he coming to take your spot? Or
It just even having having feel. Like,
yeah.
Do you feel like you're gonna be a guy that can fit in, that can be cool, that kind of thing?
Exactly.
So definitely one of the recommendations for players that are gonna do some of these individual camps. It is different. I want everyone to understand that. The on-campus camps in the summer are more team-oriented, like you bring your own team up there, whatever. The camp you go to on a Sunday in September, October, November, those college players are working in. So it's like, don't be intimidated. You need to show your personality.
Yeah.
You can't be too quiet. People forget you. You don't want to be forgotten. You want to let people know what what you're about, and I feel like we do a good job with that here. We have that chemistry. We have that family atmosphere. I think we're ahead of the game there. Yeah. So highly recommend for our players, man, when you get to these camps, and a lot of my 26s are doing it, even some 27s to get that first impression. That, yes, the handshake to the coach, super important, but you need those players to advocate for you, because that sophomore will be a senior when you get there if you're 26. That he needs to hang out with you now for an entire year, every minute of every day. So if he didn't like it, he's going to tell the coach, like, nah, bro, don't bring this kid in. No, so that's how cultures are created. Like that's why I love the New Haven culture, because we would actually communicate about that. I know I talked to some of my boys that play different places. They're like, we like doing those camps because we would recruit the kid too. We find out what they're about. Nowadays, they're going to get their social media handle. They're going to really dive in a little bit. Like, is this a kid, like, when he's partying, is it the same two people, and, like, people don't really like him? Is he out there and about having fun? So there's so much that goes into it.
We would do at Sacred Heart, the overnights and making sure, the freshmen stay with the recruits, and then after that take a on-campus tour with the seniors. So making sure you get a blend of the older guys and younger guys, and everyone for the most part is like-minded. Everyone's on the same wavelength, and similar paths.
Right. Correct.
The coaches want to make sure that this guy is a fit.
Right.
The fit to the puzzle.
So again, we'll jump around as you bring up good points. I'll talk on them. So those campus tours. We just Ghost did an unbelievable job. PRD did a great job.
Shout out Ghost.
Yeah, man, for real. Jerry and Pat and Joe and them guys, man, they put these ghost tours together, and I think they're only going to get bigger and better, which is hard to believe because it was set up pretty well, especially the time of the year in August, kind of after the main tournaments are done. And they did all these tours. So we had some of our guys go to a Jersey tour with Monmouth and Seton Hall and Rutgers. I mean, those are big-time schools. You have a couple of D2s and D3s mixed in to watch. I just went over to FDU. Again, that coaching staff is all world. I love them over there, man. Manny and Coach Newton, those are unbelievable guys. They genuinely care about what they do. And again, they're good ones to get feedback from about, we're also looking at the type of kid he is. They are looking at the program they're coming from. And I think a testament to us that they're at a lot of our events too. So really cool to talk to them. But some of the guys afterwards were cooks, right? They played a lot. It was hot on turf, nice field, stadium setup. Yo, coach, like, should I really go on the tour? Yes, go on the tour. Even if you aren't FDU material baseball-wise, you need to go on these tours, guys, and you need to. Everyone talks about their list, and we've talked about it with our organization a little bit. You're trying to make a list of schools you want to go to. Everybody's gonna put Vanderbilt and Florida State and Miami. That's great. You need to go on a tour of FDU. Because they're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 different aspects of their campus that you're like, yo, that's dope. I like that.
I actually, funny you brought up Bentley before. Off air. I hated Bentley.
Okay.
Loved it. I wanted to play baseball there. I was young. I didn't like the city. I hated the city atmosphere. Nowadays, I actually love Boston. I actually love going up there and hanging out or visiting, seeing the Red Sox play or something like that. But the overall atmosphere of a college campus is really important. Small school, big school, whatever it is. Cold weather, warm weather, like you have to start, thinking about where do I see myself in the next 4 years. But, just the overall feeling. I visited Scranton. I love the feeling of Scranton. A smaller school, smaller
and
field.
But sometimes you don't even know exactly why.
Or like it was just a weird vibe. Like vibe you get.
Right, at your age, when you went to Bentley then, you're like, nah, this isn't for me.
It wasn't for me. I crossed it off. I probably took like a 2.5-hour campus tour. I think I knew within like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling it, but I'll just ride it out. I'll see what they have.
Throughout that process of that tour in particular, you could have found another 2 or 3 things that you did like or didn't like, which is going to be very important moving forward, right? We've talked about it, I think, on here, maybe with the UNH guys, but that New Haven camp we did a couple years back, the first thing the coach said is, we may not be here to recruit you necessarily, but when we do our tour, right, I need you guys to start to decide, is this the type of campus I like? Like the city around here, like, do I want to be able to go down? Yeah, of course, everyone wants to go get the pizza and whatnot, but like, am I really a city guy? Like, I don't know if I want to go do that. Like, so take that stuff seriously, guys. I understand it's a long day doing those tours after games, but like, it's super important.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. Like, go if you're a Long Island guy, go drive, go to Route 110, drive through SUNY Farmingdale.
Sure.
Really nice campus.
Yeah.
Get a feel for what a bit of a commuter school might look like to you. Smaller dorms, but really good area. Again, you can hop right on 110. You get anything you want over there.
Yeah. So important. So important. Like I said, you don't have to like the school. Find out what you do like from it.
Yeah.
Do you like the dining halls?
Right.
Is this something that you're looking for? What majors like predominantly at that school
Sure.
like, that you could pursue if baseball, if you keep riding that out.
And
so many things that you could actually pick out on one school,
Right.
even if you don't like the campus necessarily.
Correct. And guys, when you're doing this too, ask the players.
Yeah.
Hey, not about the coaching staff. They're not gonna want to. But like, what's the food situation like here, guys?
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys do on Sunday? When football's on, is there a spot you'll go to? Like, guys have off-campus housing. Like, how does it work? You want to know those answers before you get there, so you're as comfortable as can be when you get there.
Correct.
So those campus tours, those ghost tours, that was really, really good
It's
stuff.
awesome. Yeah. Jerseys. I mean, you said what, Monmouth.
It was Monmouth, Rutgers, Seton Hall.
That's great.
I
All
mean-
different kind of areas, all
Yep.
different parts of New Jersey.
Yep.
You got a beach. You got more of a city feel. And what was the last one? FDU.
FDU was actually the Philly one. So Monmouth, Rutgers, Seton Hall.
Yeah. So Seton Hall, more of like a maybe suburbs area.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
get everything, and that's a good job. That's a good job by Ghost and
Right,
That's
and
awesome.
I just always want to remind people, like, it's not necessarily like, oh, I'm not good at play Seton Hall. Why did I go to that camp?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm not gonna tell anybody how to spend your time or money, but like, if you want to go have an experience of playing on a really cool place, again, there are D2s and D3s there that I get to go see you show out. And listen, we talk about it all the time, and I'm seeing it more now than ever for whatever reason. College coaches go elsewhere.
Yeah.
We won't get into it because I don't want to use names and anything like that, albeit it's all public, but a really good Division II coach just took accepted a job,
head coaching job somewhere else.
at a good Division I program.
Yeah.
Another really good Division II coach just made a lateral move for the betterment of his life or whatever,
Yeah.
to another really good Division II school. So when you guys are at these universities and we talk about it,
Make
it's
connections.
happening, man. It's
Yeah.
happening. Like, it
never
really,
know.
really is. I've had schools say, hey, now that I'm at this school now, I want that kid.
Yeah.
So things happen.
Things happen. It all happens all the time. When a Division I coach leaves
Yep.
to another program, he takes his recruits with him.
Correct.
And like you
Open
said,
those spots.
No spots, but it's
There-
so important to create the
there-
relationships with the coaches.
There is a Division II program out here in the Northeast, I won't even get into detail, that needs a roster now. Because there's a huge coaching change.
Yeah.
Some recruits left, not for any good or bad reasons. They're just more comfortable going somewhere else because of that.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, while some schools are done with their 26s because of the transfer portal, because they weren't bringing a lot of guys in,
Yeah.
you have a really good university
Yeah.
that now needs like probably 6 guys.
It's crazy.
So anything can happen anytime. Make
Yeah.
sure you're always showing out. And so let's talk about that, right? So when you did a great job explaining first impressions,
Yeah.
how you present yourself, all that. Now the baseball side of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Run back to your positions, do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But what to expect in these camps? Make sure you're ready right from the get.
Yeah.
I see too many guys. You get 2 rounds of BP. I see too many guys. Their first round is just like they're just shaking rust off.
Yeah, they're feeling the barrel, feeling the swing at. Like, no, you need to be ready. 10 minutes before that, you got to be
Yes.
prepping well before in
Yes.
advance.
And that, listen, some of that can come with experience.
Of course.
So the more camps you do, the more comfortable you get doing
Yeah,
it.
I remember like butterflies just rushing and,
Sure.
and nerves
Yep.
all over the place.
Sure.
And I think it does come with more experience and making sure you do, visit schools for showcases and make sure you get that under your belt a little bit, so that way when it comes to your time to get recruited and your time to be in front of coaches and colleges that you want to pursue, you're comfortable.
Yeah,
you really can show your true best self.
It's why, listen, as sometimes it can be a little bit frustrating, but like with the B1 showcase, we have our 14U guys start
Yeah.
the day at the showcase.
Of course.
They're not getting recruited yet.
No.
But it gives them the chance, and you see those kids are nervous. And it's cool. Like,
and
you
those
should
coaches
be.
are right behind them. That's
they're
awesome.
right there. They're even interacting with them a
Yeah.
little bit.
That's
It's a
great.
camp. It's not even a showcase.
Yeah.
But it's giving those kids an early experience of how to play when you're getting judged pretty harshly on everything you do.
And it's a different voice too.
Yes.
It's like a different way of hearing some sort of footwork
Sure.
or technique.
And you listen, at 14U, you might find out you really liked a certain coach,
course.
which is going to make you then do some research on that university.
Yeah.
By the time you're in your recruiting stages 2 years later, that coach might have moved up the ladder. He might have been the head coach, and that might be one of your programs you want to go to. And
course.
it helps you actually create that list,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
you go to these camps, man. You guys go to these showcases. It can't be the list of schools. It can't be. If you're doing it for the list of schools, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
And that's not a judgment on parents. A lot of these parents, they want to be deliberate, right? I talk to them every day. They want to go somewhere. Hey, my son, this fits what he's looking for. Or the player might say, they say it to me all the time, Coach, I don't know if I really want to go to that camp because I don't really care about those schools that are going. Like, number one, you don't know if the school's going to show up late. You don't know if the school's going to drop out. Yeah. You don't know what that school, what that coach is doing.
Also, you go to a Jersey tour or Long Island camp or wherever it is, and you say you don't like that school, that coach might think that kid's really good, but hey, I know someone who could use a player just like him.
It happens, 100%.
I get
See,
quick text, a quick call saying, hey, I got so and so down here. I think you could take a look at this guy and really utilize him.
It happens so much more than people realize. Like so much more. Like, what's the best? Will a Malloy necessarily have an Adelphi? Maybe not that. No. Not that hometown like kind of rivalry type of thing. But could a really good Division II school that's like, this kid might not be ready for D2, but man, I know that my old coach that is now the head coach at a really good D3 program, he needs that kind of guy. It happens all the time.
Yep.
It almost becomes a cliche to us, and we take it for granted, and we forget that a lot of people aren't prepared, and they don't really know those answers. They don't really know that's a thing. So yeah, man, like every time, again, every detail. You're representing yourself. I mean, listen, let's also be representing us.
Yeah, of course.
If we keep sending these B1 Ghost guys or Ghosts in general, even though we're running our own program, our own tour, these guys got to walk away saying these kids play the game the right way. And that's really, really big for you moving forward if you're 27, and just for the program. Have some pride in the program, right?
Yeah.
Like, really help that the 14 and 15U kids, when they get to go do these tours, these schools are really excited to have us on campus. Like, okay, last year these kids showed out, and doesn't mean that you're getting recruited. Doesn't mean that you're all those kids are getting offers from that particular school. No. But you need these coaches engaged. It's up to us to make sure these kids are prepared to do everything the right way.
Yeah.
Some of these will have these random scrimmages. Like, if you're crazy if you're not running hard out of the box. No. Like, we shouldn't have to say that, guys.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
So a good story that I got from a really good coach that I've really learned to love, and like I look forward to potentially sending kids to his program. He was giving me a story the other day about there was 8 schools at an event. There was a kid that ran like a 6.45. Really good number, right?
Yeah.
Not Jalen Josie number, man. That's a crazy 6'2" something on laser.
He did get something crazy, right?
Laser.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, but 6'4" is unbelievable. And I guess he did a pretty good job in some of the outfield work before the game started. So they're like, he goes, all 8 schools, like, circle this kid. Whether you're D1, D3, we're circling this kid. I want to see more at the gameplay now. Said like his first 2 at bats, struggled a little bit, maybe strike out, ground out, whatever. So his 3rd at bat, Scott a fly ball like shallow center.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't on first base in the center field to caught it. He goes, I actually took it upon me, as I watched everyone cross him off, to say, you just had 8 schools, whether you wanted our schools or not.
Yeah. Now you have 0.
Now you probably have 0.
Yeah.
And it's like all because of that. He's like, Coach, I know I'm just frustrated. I'm 0 for 3. He goes, none of us know that you're 0 for 3. Yeah. All of us said, I can't wait to see him run.
Yeah.
Like, you have a tool. You need to know. You need to use that tool. And that's where we can kind of start to conclude all of this, right? People keep saying, one of the biggest things I get is, how do I stand out?
Yeah.
How do I stand out? I'm sure we've referenced it on past episodes, but we're going to reiterate it. And you need to have a tool. If you're going to go to a camp that's got 175 kids, and you need to have a tool that stands out. And that's self-awareness. If you run a 6'5", go to a camp.
Yeah.
But understand that the rest of your game needs to show that there's some development.
Something,
there.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
If you throw 89 on the mound, can we be in the strike zone at all?
Yeah.
Can I show something that spins as well?
Yeah.
Can I show a good presence on the mound? If we're in game, are we up down? We're stealing. One look, they're stealing on me. Can I control the running game? So if I do walk a guy, am I just snapping at the ball, come and set, the kid steals, I don't care.
Yeah.
Or am I getting the ball? Okay, I walked the kid. Now I'm going to hold. I'm going to step off. I'm going to disrupt his timing.
Correct.
Can I show that when things go wrong, which they always do in baseball? Can I overcome that? Can I still be productive?
Yeah.
So for the showcase part of it, guys, if you have a tool, if in 12 swings you think you might lose a ball or 2, hit a ball 350, go show out. If you're gonna run a 6'5", go show out.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be in the 86, 87 range on the mound, go show out.
Yeah.
Defensively, if you know when you get your 6 ground balls that you are different as far as your transfer on the run goes. Yeah. When you turn a double play, you're different. Like your defense, your glove, go show out.
Of course.
Make sure that you we talk about even in training, right? You want to continue to display your strengths, and you got to continue to really fight and go and improve your weaknesses. And if the schools see you doing that, then a showcase can help you. If you don't have a tool that stands out, let's allocate our time, our funds for individual camps. Let's make sure we're reaching out to schools, and everybody wants it to be handed to them. Some of our guys have done an unbelievable job doing some of the legwork, right? Reaching out to a school, getting some type of dialogue. I get to follow up and like, oh yeah, I saw some video and I really like him. Coach, what's your schedule? Boom, we get him coming down to one of our games, to our scout game that we hosted, to all
and that's
that.
also just another opportunity for another kid to also show himself and what he's got. So
I've talked about my recruiting journey and all that, and how a lot of my recruitment came from my Giannissi. Again, a lefty pitcher throwing 87 on the mound, straight bulldog. Schools would come watch him throw. If I can make that diving play in the hole, if I'm going yard against another good arm, like they're on me now too. So my team saw a lot of it. Your team will see some of it because you're pretty deep too. I had schools come down, and just the other day we had an Ivy League school come down to see one of my 2026s. And left wanting to know more about my 2027 catcher, honestly, than anything else. And that was just because, hey, he's just there. We've talked about some of our recruits, man. I mean, we got guys, Jaden Zoller, man, congrats on a Division I commit. For real, He brought a lot of schools and a lot of eyes to our games. He had anywhere between 4 and 5 D1 schools and a lot of D2s trying to scoop up. So right there, just because of Jaden, just because of an arm, 6, 7 other kids have their names written down, and now I'm continuing communication with schools because of them. We have some 27s that we talk about with Jo and Speck and Drew. Like, they're bringing eyes down to a team. That's an opportunity for everybody. Of course. We talked about that.
No reason to get sour about that.
No, man. We talked about that off air. We talked about episodes.
We talk about being prideful and repping the program, repping the brand. Like, you're bringing schools for this program. Right. That's a group of 15 guys that are just benefiting from that. And so on. And that
maybe more than 15. I mean, you looked at us like we have dudes on JT's team that if we played at 8 a.m. and they're playing at 10:20, I'm comfortable telling you, hey coach, after my game, stay and watch Paradiso. Stay watch Jody. Like, we have guys that you want to stay and watch. So we've been building a little bit, naturally and all that. And it's just, again, when you can do that, when you can reach out to schools yourself and create that dialogue, it just makes, it also allows these coaches to get to know you a little bit.
Of course, a little bit of a growing up sort of thing. Like, hey, write an email out or being accountable for your own thing. That shows that, this guy's mature a little bit. I could really trust, like, my communication with him.
It's also, again, it's so much easier if one of your players reaches out to a school that maybe we don't have a great relationship with yet, or it's a new coach from a new area, you could now follow up. So, like, you have a reason for the phone call or the text message, which it happens all the time. Like, I sent a text message 2 days, or on Monday rather, like, hey coach, so-and-so gave me your information. I have a player that reached out. I think you could be a good fit for your program. I had a 45-minute conversation with him. That's awesome. He is now a guy that we call. He's going to be at our events now. So all of a sudden, that 30 schools that come to our events now is 31. That's great. So it blows up like that. It goes like that. So kind of digressing back, for the players, for the families, you do want to be deliberate. You do want to go to certain schools that you believe is a good fit for you. But how many times now, and getting back to, like, taking the campus tours, and you create these lists. Some of them is such arbitrary lists sometimes, Ski, right? Like,
they change day to day, week to week. It's like,
but what changes it? Actually going to see a campus. So we have kids going to these camps, and I learned the hard way. I put in the work. I'm talking to the coach. This kid, and I'll be straight up like, hey, this is a dude for you. Like, he can play at your program. He could be an impact guy. He's high academics. You could find academic money for him too, which is crazy important. And the kid gets there, and he's like, I hate the campus. I'm like, damn, myself and the head coach got excited about this opportunity for you. And I'm not mad at the kid. Like, dude, you hate the campus. We're not going to go there. But maybe we should do a little Google Earthing and do some research on the campus before we go. Of course. That's not our job. We can't tell you exactly about that campus. But what I have done and what I will do for everybody is, we've had so many kids at so many schools. If you are interested in a school, that coach is interested in you, I'll put you in a group chat with a kid that just graduated from there, or a kid that is there, and he can give you the
whole rundown of what to expect, and what he likes and what he didn't like, and just bounce ideas off each other.
That's it. Yep, that's it, man. So camps, showcases, again, never going to tell anybody how to spend your time or money. I just want everyone to understand what we're looking for. And what you're looking for when you go. It's not necessarily this is the perfect school for me and this and that. It's more about, can I learn certain things that I really liked about that campus? Can I learn some things I didn't like? You'll be surprised sometimes. Like you said, Scranton. That feeling was right there. Oh, damn, I can see myself playing here.
Yeah.
It shouldn't change how hard you play. It shouldn't change any of that because you should always be ready to go.
What do we always say? How you do something?
How do you do something is how you do everything,
Yeah,
man.
there you go.
It's very, very true. Coaches can see right through it.
Yeah.
You know, and again, these schools, that's another part that I'm learning a little bit quicker now. These schools are a lot of the same events. They see a lot of the kids at the same time.
Yep.
I've had schools say to me, man, I saw that kid the other day. I mean, he was running through a brick wall. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's because two of the schools that like him were there. Now these schools aren't there, and he's just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, guys, like that's not acceptable. Like
No.
that guy no longer likes you, and he's starting to doubt you. And if that school hits him up,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yo, so and so was at that camp. What did he look
Yeah.
like? That school is going to say, dude, he looked like crap. Looked like he didn't want to be there, and that's actually happening out there, guys. So make sure wherever you're at. I hate to even have to say it, but go balls to the wall. Like it's
Yeah.
baseball. Have fun. Attack the situation. So
Trying is cool.
It
It's
really
fine,
is,
man.
man.
Try hard.
it really, really is.
Everyone always talks about, man, you're doing too much or you're trying too hard.
No such thing.
No.
No such thing. So, man, showcases. Make sure you understand what tool you have
Yep.
to showcase that. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have 2-3 tools, make sure they're all on display. You know, no excuses. It might not be your best day. Take advantage of that, right? If that's not your best day, show them that you have another gear to still be productive. These coaches get it. We're baseball guys. We get it. You're not going to hit a home run every time you're up, but I want to see how you move. I want to see what kind of bat you put together, maybe regardless of the result.
Yeah.
So when you go to when you go to these camps, when you go to these showcases, you know, give yourself that little prep talk. Like, I got to make sure that everything I do is being scrutinized. And, you know, one of the coaches said it best. These coaches are some of them are trying to find a reason not to recruit you to make their job easier. Don't make their job easier. Make their job harder.
Yeah.
You know, they might have 3 kids coming down to a camp that has 40 kids that they want to offer. Be better than those 3 kids.
Yeah.
Like, challenge yourself to do that. And listen, man, these days being patient, like you said, is kind of important. Just got off the phone with a Division I school about 3 hours ago. That's like, hey, we're in quiet period, and we're kind of paused right now for 2026s until kind of Thanksgiving break, when we decide if kids are going to transfer out because they're not going to get the opportunity they thought they were going to get. If some of the 2025s they brought in was a miss, and they're going to cut them now, and that might reopen 2026s. So many levels to this, guys. Again, continue to shoot us DMs, shoot us texts.
Man, just keep working hard. That's it.
Don't be discouraged.
Put your head down, and don't listen to what your friends are doing or whatever's going on there. Focus on your process. Stay true to who you are. That's a big thing, I think.
That's well said. Don't look left and right like we always say.
Yeah.
Kids are going to commit to the wrong places for the wrong reasons. You know, you'll see them in the transfer portal. You know, we're always rooting for everybody, but that's just the nature of the game. You're going to see kids take offers that they shouldn't take. And again, you're going to see these coaches bouncing around. So, you know, again, don't be discouraged, guys. We're in it. The fall is really, really important to get some of these camps, get those lists cleaned up. Make it easier for yourself. Understand, like, hey, I ask these kids now, like, if this school gives you an offer, is it an immediate, I'm going to, yes, I'm considering it, like, are we there, or is it like, well, I want to go see the city a little bit more, I want to see the camps a little bit more. You got to go do that then. This is, we're not in the world of, we can just like hold on and collect offers. We're not there. Those offers are going to go. And again, another school I just spoke to, they had a camp last weekend that he's like, look, I'm looking to bring in 3 arms. One of my arms is an absolute fit for that school. Things came up, weren't able to get there. I had to go follow up. Hey, we took 2 of the 3. There's 1 spot left. All right, we got to get you up there. Like, we got to do it now. If that's a school.
Tomorrow.
Right. Like, as soon as we can, we got to get you up there or get them down here to one of our events. So make sure you're communicating, guys. Make sure you're enjoying the process. I'm going to continue to remind people to enjoy the process. You guys are getting to play baseball on the Seton Hall field, at the FDU field, at Monmouth. You know, you may not have ever really had that opportunity, but you've earned it. So, again, hit us up with anything. This was like a little bit of an impromptu ghost episode that I just wanted to remind everybody and kind of answer some DMs out there for you guys. We'll have JT back at the scene next week. We have a couple really good guests. I know we've held out on some of having the college coaches here. We still have them on deck. So, stay tuned, fellas. Stay tuned. Ghost stories. I don't even know
Peace out.
what
I
number
don't know.
but
Whatever.
WizKid, you the man.